Worrying doesn't strip tomorrow of its troubles, it strips today of its joy. Why let your present be clouded by the what-ifs? Stop worrying about what will and won't happen. Each moment spent worrying is a moment lost to peace. Remember, worrying doesn't change anything. It doesn't prepare you for tomorrow, it only weakens you today. And today we have a guest who'll talk about this topic more, so let's hear from Mr. Amar.
Thank you, the joyful mindset, for giving me this opportunity to speak, and I'm going to start by asking this question. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, gripped by a worry that you can't seem to shake? The worry that revolves around a situation completely outside your control? It's a common situation, isn't it? Welcome to an exploration of control, or more specifically, the lack of it. This is a journey into understanding why we often find ourselves tangled in worries about things beyond our control, and how we can navigate these turbulent waters with grace and ease. Control is a fascinating concept. It's an invisible force that we tend to cling to, believing that it can steer our life's ship in the direction we want. But here's an interesting fact. The vast majority of things that happen in our lives are outside of our direct control. The weather, the economy, other people's actions, traffic on the road, these are all things that we simply can't control. And yet, how often do we find ourselves worrying about these very things? How often do we let our peace of mind be disturbed by scenarios that we can't influence? It's natural to seek control. After all, control gives us a sense of security, a feeling that we're in charge of our destiny. But when we try to extend this control to areas where we have no power, we end up creating stress, anxiety, and worry for ourselves. The irony is, the more we try to control, the more out of control we feel. This is because our focus shifts from what we can do to what we can't. And that's a recipe for worry and anxiety. Now, this doesn't mean that we should just sit back and let life happen to us. No, not at all. What it means is that we should focus our efforts and energy on areas where we do have control. Our actions, our responses, our attitudes, these are all within our control. And it's here that we can make a real difference. So how do we do this? How do we shift our focus from the uncontrollable to the controllable? First, we need to recognize what is within our control and what isn't. This requires honesty and self-awareness. It's about acknowledging that we can't control everything, and that's okay. Second, we need to let go of the things we can't control. This is easier said than done, of course, but it's essential for our peace of mind. Letting go doesn't mean not caring. It means understanding that worrying about it won't change the situation. Third, we need to focus on what we can control. This is where we can take action, make changes, and influence outcomes. It's empowering, and it's where real growth happens. In conclusion, we've learned that control is a double-edged sword. While it can give us a sense of security and direction, trying to control the uncontrollable only leads to worry and stress. The key is to recognize what's within our control and focus on that. Let go of the rest. And remember, worrying about it won't change the situation. Remember, the only real control we have is over ourselves. So, let's use that control wisely. Let's focus on what we can change and let go of what we can't. Because at the end of the day, it's not the situation that causes us stress, it's how we respond to it, right? So let's choose our responses wisely.
I want to take a moment to extend a huge thank you to Mr. Amar for joining us today and sharing such incredible insights. We appreciate your time and effort in making this episode special. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and we look forward to having you back again.
Thank you once again, Sam. I hope my participation will make an impact.